am Naskar, consultant diabetologist from Kolkata. Our today's discussion will be on what high blood pressure is and how to prevent it. Generally, everyone would like to have healthy or normal blood pressure. But what exactly does it mean? Basically, each time when the heart beats, it pumps blood into the blood vessels. This creates pressure against the walls of blood vessel. This is called as blood pressure. Normally, in healthy person, it rises and falls throughout the day. But when blood pressure remains high for a longer time and left untreated, that can lead to serious health complications. In general, persistent increase in blood pressure higher than normal blood pressure is known as hypertension. High blood pressure usually develops over time. It can happen because of unhealthy lifestyle, for example, not having enough physical activity, obesity, smoking, alcohol consumption, and stress, etc. There are also other risk factors that can increase the risk of developing hypertension, such as age. Age is one of the most important factors. As people get older, the arteries can stiffen and narrow as excess fat builds up in the arteries wall. Next is family history, also very important. One or more family members with hypertension increases person risk of developing hypertension. Excess salt intake is also associated with increased blood pressure, and not eating enough foods that contains potassium that can also raise blood pressure. Eating processed and fatty foods increases fats throughout the body and make the heart work harder to push blood to the blood vessels, and that will ultimately raise blood pressure. Another one is stress, very important factor. In our busy schedule, we are all very much stressed. So reacting to stress in unhealthy ways that can lead to increase the blood pressure. Now, moving on, hypertension does not always have any signs or symptoms. That's why it's often called as a silent killer. It puts people at risk for several other disease conditions like cardiovascular disease or stroke, kidney failure, or even eye damage. Hence, early and accurate diagnosis of hypertension is very much needed to prevent these complications. Generally, when symptoms do occur, they include morning headaches or tiredness, vision changes, buzzing in the ears, fatigue, nausea, or vomiting. If a person is experiencing some of these symptoms, then one should get their blood pressure checked. That is very important. Fortunately, high blood pressure can be easily diagnosed. It's usually measured with an instrument called sphygmomanometer. A blood pressure is recorded in two numbers, systolic and diastolic. Now, let's try and understand what do these numbers actually mean. The upper number indicates systolic blood pressure, and when the blood vessels, systolic blood pressure forms when the heart contracts, whereas the diastolic blood pressure means the pressure in the blood vessels when the heart rests between beats. A healthy or normal blood pressure should be lower than systolic, should be less than 120, and diastolic should be less than 80. And a blood pressure level is of more than systolic 140 and diastolic more than 90, then the person is having hypertension. If person have blood pressure levels higher than this level, then he or she might at risk of developing serious heart diseases. On May 17th, we celebrate World Hypertension Day every year, a day dedicated to highlight the importance of monitoring blood pressure and bringing global awareness to the 1 billion people having high blood pressure worldwide. The theme of the year's World Hypertension Day is measure your blood pressure, control it, and live longer. Ensure that your blood pressure is measured and controlled if it's elevated. Now, the risk can be prevented and reduced by taking few steps forwards to a healthier lifestyle, such as regular exercise, eating healthy diet, quit smoking, and regular blood pressure monitoring, preferably at home, stress management, and adherence to medicine. If blood pressure is successfully controlled with such healthy lifestyle, then it might reduce the risk of cardiovascular complications. Having said all this, I'd like to conclude with that there is no alternative to fit and healthy life. Living healthy and fit life that can reduce lots of complications and also reduce your blood pressure, and ultimately you live a longer life. So today is my discussion that's all about hypertension. So thank you all.